Well, I have to admit, Thomas, I love what you did with the place. Oh, hey, lass. James helped me get the place out here. Started as a trailer, but I kinda built around it here and there. Figured my way around things. Oh, he'd help me when he could. He liked being out here. Truth be told, I pretty much expected that when he was ready to settle down, he'd do something similar. That was always his plan. He always wanted to move out to the sticks. Small place, big piece of land. Nothing too ostentatious. I don't know. Me? Please, there was a time I couldn't even think about leaving the city. These days I just want peace. Hey lad, but peace is overrated. You sure about that? I'm bored as sin. Let me tell you. Much as I needed to hide out, this isn't the play. I get barred quite quickly. Oh, what? The life of a security guard isn't all it's cracked up to be. Well, may not quite be a security guard anymore. Well, it started with an argument between me and the shithead that was working in place. And he and I kind of got into it. Thomas, did you fist fight the owner? No, no, it was only words. Or at least that's where it started. Oh, what did you do? Well, see, this is the thing. I didn't necessarily do much. I just kind of broke in one night and cleaned out the safe and all the cash registers and two of the bank accounts. Thomas, you haven't changed one bit. Lad, it's not funny. Really? Because you sound like you want to laugh. You have to understand, lass, I've done a great many things to keep myself off the grid. Wanting to get revenge, petty and all at my boss. 'Twasn't the best of ideas I've ever had. I definitely needed a new job. And so is that what happened to Sean? Oi? Sean, oh, Casey, was it? Sean O'Flannery, you gobshite. Really, you're getting after me. You're not even Irish. Speaking of which, you can drop the accent. You know that, right? I like it for the time being. Sometimes you have to stay as safe as possible. Anywho, I that's what happened to Sean. Sad. Sean's a great guy. You'd like him. Down to earth, humble, everything you want in a mate. But after that one, I had to put him out to pasture. Do you know, nobody, and I mean nobody, can find you because of that. That's the idea of a good cover, lad. You don't have to worry about anyone finding you. You're covered, kinda in the name. Yeah, yeah, but clearly you're not Sean O'Flannery anymore. No, sadly I'm not. I'm somebody else these days. Do you plan on telling me? Sharing with the class at all? Maybe when I feel a little bit more comfortable, and when you start telling me the whole truth. Don't give me that line, lass. I know you're not telling me everything. Start from the beginning. Well, a bunch of years ago, my mom met my dad and they hit it off, had a couple of drinks, stumbled back to her place, fell into her bed, and 9 months later I came out. I'm with her. That was fucking a terrible joke. I thought it was funny. You're supposed to laugh at my jokes. Isn't that part of the deal? Fine. Where do you want us to start? How about the beginning? Fine. Started in Chicago. Job went bad. We jumped the train. 4 days later, we were in Seattle. The train? You have a better way to get out? Airports aren't exactly a safe bet when everybody's got your face. Aye, but really? The train? Oh, sure, I'm sure it's romantic, but slow. No, the boat after that. That was slow. The boat. Yeah, Seattle to Canada. Got out of the country for a while. Lovely. You've always liked travel. I know, right? It was nice. Anywho, we started globe-trotting a little bit. Paris, Berlin, Rome. Rome's where everything kind of went to pot. Oh no, I'm not disagreeing. We had some excellent memories made in Rome. But unfortunately, we had some not so good ones too. Yeah, I was approached by the Mastretti crime family. Have you ever heard of them? We we ran across them once or twice in my day. Nasty buggers. They take their organized crime to a new level. Very much of the organized variety. If the federal government decided to ever run with the level of dedication to keeping things in order that the Mastrettis do, I'm pretty much assured this country would be back on track within 2 weeks. They are meticulous. Anything that they own, they know where it is. Uh, almost everything. Meaning, well, that's where this whole thing started. Turns out, James, Thomas, you might want to sit down for this one. Lad, don't beat around the feckin' bush. James, what? What was he? You watch your tongue, lassie. My nephew would never turn state because he knew how I felt about it. You'd be surprised how important my opinion of the lad was. He's a good boy, always kept me up to date. He'd have never turned states. And Thomas, he did. He was working with the FBI. Sure, feck, why? He wanted out, but, well, lad, just come out with it. He wanted out on his own terms, not, well, not yours. Manon, I can't. believe what I'm hearing. You all want some soft, gentle, easy life? No, Thomas, it's not that. It's just he didn't want to be looking over his shoulder every single day. He wanted to be comfortable. He just wanted to live. Well, that's all very touching, but that still doesn't explain exactly what's going on. Yeah, well, he robbed from the Mistretti crime family. He took something from them, something they had worked very hard to get their hands on, something that the FBI very much didn't want them to have. Lad, I'm the first to admit James could be a bit boorish when he wanted to be, but he'd never steal from the Mistrettis. And I would agree with you 99.9% of the time. Unfortunately, this is that point one. He got in a little over his head, I think. He ended up having to stash it. What did he stash? That's the thing, we don't even quite know what we're looking for. Lad, just facts. I need facts right now. Listen, he stole something called Diamond. It's basically a clean slate protocol. Erases you from every government database, every international. Basically, it can make a criminal invisible again. It's something all of us would want. Aye, we can absolutely imagine where that would come in handy. Why would the Mistrettis want it though? They've got no intention of getting out of crime. But imagine if you could take one of your wet work guys completely off the table. Nobody can trace him to anything. Every time he gets arrested, there goes his record. That's what the Mistrettis want. Aye, that is tempting. But that still doesn't explain why James would go to work for the feds. There was an immunity deal. Sure, you're joshing. James would never cut a deal for my safety. Because the lad knew me well. I'd have never accepted it. Are you sure about that? After everything all of us have been through, are you sure you wouldn't take a golden parachute? Lad, I live of me own accord. Always have, always will. I'm not taking Fed help. I'll be that as it may, this isn't about Fed help, this is about all of us staying alive. The Mistrettis are out for blood. Trust me, I know from first-hand experience. Alright, so, they beat the ever-loving shite out of you. You got picked up by a Fed. You're looking for the program. Where does this involve me? That's the thing. When James told the feds about the program, he said he stashed it, but he used his code. His mom's house, his mom being sick, you remember? I remember. That was the thing I taught him. That means he stashed it. Well, that's the thing. Where did he stash it? I never knew where that house was. Well, that's because it wasn't a house. It was a locker. Very well hidden. A locker. Aye. Only two keys ever made. One for him, one for me. But the locker was in a public place. A public place? How is that safe? Well, his thought process was nobody would try to jim a locker open, in broad daylight. He figured if he put it somewhere like that, it'd be safe. He also had a few other countermeasures, but those he left to himself. Okay, so we have no idea where this locker is? Oh, sure, no, I know where it is. And would you, like to share with the class? Tell me something, lad. What do you intend to do with the information? I intend to go get this thing. I intend to get us out from under this. You can either help me or you can hinder me. But there's only so many train stations in the world with public lockers. Hey, you're gonna go rip up 1,000 train stations. If I have to, yes. Lad, I've always loved you. Like a second son. Like James. Sometimes, though, you're stubborn to a fault. It's one of my more endearing qualities. You're not going to anywhere too crazy. Well, too. It's Prague. Prague? Hey, Czech Republic. That's where he stashed it. It's 686. It's in the train station. Can't miss it. Wait a minute, 686. Oi, you know what it is. Jesus, James. Fair enough. Okay, where would I find his key? You wouldn't. I have an odd feeling when he knew it was getting close to the end, he disposed of it. Better to hide the damn thing away than ever let somebody get to it, you know? Yeah, but eventually somebody would just pry open the locker. I mean, he couldn't have kept it forever. He paid for the next 60 years. Nobody's touching that locker. 60 years? I know, right? I thought it was overkill. I'd have only done 40. Anywho, okay, 686. And we go there, we jim the lock real quick, grab what it's there, and go. Lad, you're never getting that locker open without the key. Too many safeguards. I know James. You know James. It's not happening. Well, do you have an idea? You take that with you. You go there, you get in the locker, you find what you find. You've had this key all along. James and I trusted each other. Lass, it's not that he didn't trust you, but I'm pretty damn sure that he wanted to keep you safe from this. If he didn't tell you about this, it's because he loves you. Take that to heart. It's nothing to worry about yet. Get this thing and get out from under it. It's time to put all this behind us. I couldn't agree more. Shit. Sounds like we're going to Prague. Well, I'd prefer not to fly commercial. You think the feds would lend us a private jet? Lad, you can't be serious. Are you jealous? I know you want to ride on a private plane. Not a Fed plane, not for all the money in Fort Knox. You and I know that whole thing is a myth. I know, but it's still a fun turn of phrase. Fair enough. Well, should we talk to Agent Idiot about a plane? What about you, Thomas? What comes next? Don't you worry about me, lad. I got a plan. There was contingencies if something happened. You're gonna be okay. Like I said, lad, don't worry. Lass, take care of this one, you hear? He's a good one. Much as I love me nephew, if you had to end up with somebody besides him, it'd have been this one. Oh, and make sure he treats you right too, of course. Lad, if you mistreat her, you deal with me, fair? Thanks. And Thomas, it's good to see you. You too, lad. You too. Hey, Boothius, get the fuck out of here.